Okay, hashtag wow, hashtag now. And I just got done binge watching um, a web series that came from the Soviet Union in 2018. There's a web series called Metal Family. Now, how do I describe it? It is actually pretty difficult to describe. I mean, I'm not saying I don't highly it's not good. I do highly recommend it, but I do warn you right ahead of time. It does get into some heavy topics. The web series, you can see this on Netflix, but I saw it on YouTube. I binge watched the first two seasons, and it's kind of confusing. Again, I'm trying to describe the best I can. One of the things I find confusing, it does have either a 4 minute episode or episodes are either 10 to 20 or even almost 30 minutes. So again, the runtime is not consistent, and again, either it's 4 minutes or it could be up to 30 minutes. Now, the web series starts out pretty simple. You got a father that's off, and believe me, do explain that later, but he's very patient, very kind, yet sometimes can get a little aggressive. Again, to explain this later. You got a mother who's surprisingly enough, the mother's actually the dumb one here. I'm not saying she's not a bad character, of course, like Homer, but she's strong. She's not very bright, but she's a very loving mother. So again, that's an interesting twist. Because usually it's always a father that's dumb, strong, but well-meaning, and a mother that's patient and smart. But again, it's interesting how they flip the script, but it still does a good story. You get the usual kids tropes. A kid that's miserable but really smart. You got a kid that's is dumb but kind of lighthearted. But again, they look out for each other, no matter what. So again, it starts out as a lighthearted show. Now, one thing, this is why it gets confusing. There is no main character in this story. Eventually, you see the father's past and you understand why he is the way he is. He grew up being privileged, yet not privileged. In a sense, he had all the opportunities in the world to be a successful musician, musician. But when he gets home, even though he lives in a mansion, his sister's treated better, even though the sister is less talented than he is. He constantly gets beat on the ruler by his father on his hand. He's not allowed to have nice stuff. Even the servants are looking down on him. He eventually does meet again another musician, just like him. But he's the opposite. But he's more lighthearted. He lives in a house. He has trouble family wise, but for some reason they never get into his family life. Like the idea the mother's abusive, but yet he loves his mother, saying, "Hey, you better not say anything bad about my mother. I'll beat you up." But again, it goes back and forth through time. You see the father's past life, what he had to deal with, what brought him to finally snap and just. I mean, you do see his snap over time. Like he doesn't sleep, but he tries to live through two worlds: the world he doesn't want to be in, the world he wants to be in. He eventually does leave home, his mansion, to live on the road with his new friend to do gigs. Again, there is no main character because sometimes the characters also shift to the kids. They're called one's called Heavy, one's called D. You get Heavy D. Again, they live the lifestyle of one of them being uptight but still want a social life. There's one even had a girl involved in this one where he wants to get involved. So it's kind of a I want to call it a love triangle because I don't think she knows that each one of them wants to date her. So who knows? They go again. The father shows that he's very overprotective at this point. Before he was very patient, but now he's overprotective. Like he puts double on his date with his wife. He would put kind of a GPS and ask questions while you're on your bed for 4 hours straight. Like he micromanages even the kids at their own party. Let's see what else. It's kind of hard to it's hard to break this down because I don't think I'm justifying this story enough. But I do highly recommend watching this. But I do warn you, it can get heavy-handed after a while. You do watch over time, going back and forth through time. You see the father's past. You see what happens in the present day. I do highly recommend the animation. Is it acquired taste? Yes, but doesn't mean that's bad. The animation style is interesting looking. Not what I would choose, especially for the facial. I'm just looking at it, it's like, yeah, I kind of feel like I should chiz some of the artwork off. But anyhow, that's just me. But again, it's not a deal breaker because I actually do enjoy the animation. Not my favorite, but it's definitely far from the worst. Again, the characters are interesting. You seem like they're simple at first and realize they're actually your deep traumatized people. I do highly recommend this, but again, I do warn you, it does get into heavy issues. Season 3 actually supposed to come out. I think October. I think it's supposed to come out. But at any rate, have you seen Heavy Family? This is something I missed because I feel like there may be some symbolism I might have missed. You thought it was unusual that a lot of the episodes are not really consistent. Like the idea of no main character and wide run times 4 minutes, and another time it could be 30 minutes. Write a comment below, and as always, let's get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and